Would you drink a cocktail that cost $30 million? Because history says that is exactly what Cleopatra did to win a bet against her lover. You've probably heard the story. She takes a massive pearl, drops it in a cup of vinegar, watches it dissolve, and then chugs it like a shot. But for centuries, historians and scientists have called this a total lie. They said it was chemically impossible. Well, it turns out they were wrong. And the science behind how she actually pulled this off is even crazier than the myth itself. So, let's set the scene. It's 41 BC. Cleopatra is the richest woman in the world, and she's dating Mark Antony, who is basically the Roman equivalent of a frat boy with an unlimited credit card. Antony loves luxury. He loves showing off, and one night, he's bragging about this insanely expensive banquet he threw. He thinks he's the ultimate spender. Cleopatra just looks at him and laughs. She bets him that she can spend 10 million sesterti, that's roughly $30 million in today's money, on a single meal. Just one dinner. Antony takes the bet because, honestly, how do you spend $30 million on food? Is she going to serve diamond-crusted grapes? It seems impossible. The next night, the dinner happens, and Antony is unimpressed. It's a nice meal, sure, but it's not $30 million nice. He starts smiling, thinking he's won. He's ready to rub it in her face. And that is when Cleopatra calls for the dessert course. But the servants don't bring out cake. They bring out a single glass cup filled with vinegar. That's it. Just vinegar. Now, Cleopatra is wearing these earrings, and these aren't just normal jewelry. According to the Roman historian Pliny the Elder, these were the two largest pearls in the entire world. They were legendary, ancestral treasures. The value of just one of them was astronomical. She takes one earring off. She holds it over the glass, and she drops it in. Here is where the skeptics jump in. If you have ever tried to dissolve a pearl in vinegar, maybe for a science fair project, you know it doesn't happen like it does in the movies. It doesn't fizz away in seconds like an Alka-Seltzer. Let's look at the chemistry. Pearls are made of calcium carbonate. Vinegar is acetic acid. When they mix, they react. The acid eats the calcium, releasing carbon dioxide bubbles. That's the fizz. But the vinegar you have in your kitchen? It's weak. It's maybe 5% acid. If you drop a pearl in that, it might take days to dissolve. Cleopatra didn't have days. She had a dinner party. She had an audience. If she dropped that pearl in and it just sat there at the bottom of the glass looking wet, the whole power move fails. She looks ridiculous. So for years, people said Pliny made the story up. They said it was Roman propaganda to make her look wasteful and dangerous. But recently, a classicist named Prudence Jones actually decided to test this. She didn't use salad dressing vinegar. She used high-concentration vinegar, the kind they would have had access to in the ancient world from fermenting strong wine. And she found out something incredible. If the vinegar is strong enough, the reaction starts immediately. But there's a trick to make it fast enough for a dinner party. You can't just drop a whole smooth pearl in. The surface area is too small. The secret? You have to crush it first, or at least crack it. If Cleopatra was as smart as we think she was, and she was a genius who knew her poisons and chemistry, she likely slipped the pearl into the vinegar, maybe gave it a quick crush, or used a pre-ground amount, and the reaction would have turned the liquid into a frothy, bubbling sludge within minutes. Imagine the look on Mark Antony's face. He's watching the equivalent of a kingdom's GDP bubbling away in a cup of acid. The judge of the bet, a guy named Lucius Plancus, stops her before she can grab the second earring to dissolve that one too. He declares her the winner immediately. She lifts the cup. It's basically a calcium supplement cocktail at this point. It probably tasted awful, sour, chalky, and metallic. But she drinks it down without flinching. This wasn't just about money. It was a power play. See, Rome was all about brute force and conquests. Egypt was about ancient, unfathomable wealth and sophistication. By drinking that pearl, she was telling Antony, "Your wealth is nothing to me. I can consume a fortune in a second just to prove a point." It established dominance in their relationship instantly. And what happened to the other pearl? The one she didn't drink? History says it was taken to Rome, cut in half, and used to decorate the statue of Venus in the Pantheon. So even the Roman gods ended up wearing Cleopatra's leftovers. It's wild to think that a bit of kitchen chemistry cemented her reputation as the ultimate luxury queen. She turned a science experiment into a legendary flex. So, I have to ask you, if you had unlimited money, I'm talking Cleopatra money, what is the most ridiculous thing you would destroy just to win a bet? Tell me in the comments. I want to see how creative you can get.